Yeah, good morning. Well, it is early morning, and as usual, I'm up and about. Uh, I usually try to wake up around 4 and do my ablutions, clean up, tidy up, and then, well, not always in that order. The best one that I've found is to get my exercises done first, and I do my workout. Have a what I call a non-thinking routine. In other words, I know exactly which exercise follows which, and I do them without thinking. But what's the purpose of this particular video? Try to make them real, and oh gosh, we published an old advice video. I think it was about some expat, some foreigner who had been abandoned, or a letter from someone who said he'd been abandoned by his wife or his girlfriend, something like that. I try not to watch the depressing stuff again, but anyway, it aroused such an incredible amount of negativity. And what has emerged is that people have this stereotypical, they make it a loaded question. Well, what does anybody expect if they're 65 years old and they go with an 18-year-old child? Of course, no one would go along with the idea that a 60-odd-year-old man would meet. Some of them have said 16. And, of course, I don't believe that that's true. For one thing, if an adult is in the company, I'm thinking foreigner here, is in the company of a minor, that's anybody below the age of 18, they can spend a lot of time in a very hospitable place like prison. So these accusations, for me, always there's a kernel of truth in there somewhere in all of these things. No matter, it's like a clock, isn't it? A clock that's broken. At least twice a day it will be on time for a moment. So what I wanted to do was say that for me, I never expected to be in this place now that I'm in. I'm approaching, in the next couple of weeks, I'm approaching my 85th birthday. I never thought that I would make it this far, and certainly not in good health, but I'm pretty lucky. So, my wife is 50 years younger than me, and of course, if I were to listen to the naysayers, I would really tell my wife, listen, I'm sorry that I took advantage of you, and I'm going to leave you now, because obviously you're going to abandon me when I get old. So we met. There's a few boats around here. I'm not waving to anybody. We met 10 years ago. Now, was I rich? No. I always like to say this, it's my old joke. I would have to have saved up to be broke. And that was the truth. Had my two little disgracefully small pensions from the US and from the UK. And I was able to say to Beth, if we were to be married, you would not have to work and neither would I. And we would be able to have a modest lifestyle. Modest, okay? That means not everything. So we actually went on that basis. As soon as we committed to each other, one of my pensions stopped and life became very, very difficult. Surprisingly, Beth didn't leave. Anyway, life has been very difficult, very challenging. We need problems to make life interesting. And what we did was we worked very hard. And what we have achieved is not because I was wealthy and because she was 18 years old and willing to do anything if she could have a wealthy lifestyle. It wasn't like that at all. We both rolled up our sleeves and we both got down to work. And I was very lucky in meeting a woman like Beth. She is the most unpredictable, sometimes crazy girl that you could ever meet. And boy, she is a one in a million. Now I'm going to put it over so that you can see, as I talk, you can see what I'm saying that we have got and what we have earned by our good luck. I found that old saying, I think it's an American saying, the harder we worked, the luckier we got. That worked for us. So that's the shot of our house. Lucky to have Ford Raptor, and that's our project that we're working on right now. Many people said, why on earth? You're a senior, why on earth would you do that at your age? Well, at my age, I do a lot of things that other people might not do. And for me, I can't understand why anybody would put themselves into a rocking chair when they could have an interesting, exciting life. So this is the interior of our house. It's we're gradually getting together on it. Everything is not perfect, very much so, but it's our home, and we're very, very happy with it. Now the thing is, in the Philippines, you've got to get used to the fact that not everything works. And we just had a plumber in. There was a leak in the sink. Had a plumber in, and look what he left. Hardly a trickle. But if you want to stress about that, you can. Good luck. So this is it. It's all tiled throughout. We are actually in the process here. I'm about to make a cabinet which will go on these two places here, and then L-shaped down into here, into a new, instead of this ugly black table, it will give us a nice big table, still with access into the kitchen obviously, so it will only come to here. I will make all that cabinet work. While I was in California, I designed and made custom furniture. Now, the way that we've been able to do this, people have criticized that we have this, which I don't understand. We've just made this now so that by looking at things which are on sale, we try to buy very carefully. We live, believe me, we live painfully simply. And I just picked up this couch, this settee and two easy chairs. I picked those up very cheap. They were about $340, so 20,000 pesos, and it's still very sparse, looks very Spartan. We don't have the lights on all the time for those who can't work that out for themselves. Now, lots of this stuff Beth buys. It's not always to my taste, a little bit too modern. I always like to have more traditional, and in California especially, I like to have the distressed furniture, the old look, which I actually specialized in. Kitchen is, it's functional. As you can see, I'm going to move the fridge over to here, and then there'll be a walkway through and this new cabinet, and we have another couch to make an L-shaped corner unit for there, so it will go along here. We're resisting the idea of putting a television. I'm sure that that's what it was supposed to have there. I'll say no thanks to that. So this will be like a little family area. This is what should be the master bedroom. We ended up into the second bedroom, which is cozy. This is much more spacious, of course, and part storeroom as well. This originally was designed to have, and who knows for the future, was to have a nice freestanding bathtub there. You can see that there's still lots of finishing work to be done. As I said, we don't have the lights on all the time, just so that I can show. So that's our master bedroom. I actually come in here, do my exercise, my workout routine here, and I keep my clothes into this cabinet because then I can come in, I can, at 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't want to be clumping around in our bedroom, so I have this as my exercise room, and we have a limited amount of equipment out there, looking out onto a very nice area. All of that right up to the back there is part of our property and part of our dream project of 5 years. Okay, lots of things that I don't get time to put up. This is, I think, kendo, and it's an original from Korea, and I wanted to put that up on the wall. So, all plans, a television which has never been switched on and never will be for me. So, this is like a kid's spare room. Has the bunk bed on the top there. Not a bunk bed, a gallery bed. These are just gallon containers with the top cut off and turned upside down. As you can see, there's always stuff to be done. All of that has to be put up. But this is my workbench. I come out here and I sometimes do sculpting. I have lots of books which I like to come and read here, and I'll do my all of my stuff where I read from books onto a video are usually done here. Some tools, because it's my workroom, it has become a storeroom as well for stuff which we don't want to leave outside. So I turn the lights off. Bathroom, we are primitive. In the bathroom, we are primitive. We do it the old-fashioned way. I never use that. So coming back out. So this is our kitchen area. This is where we eat. And we put this, used to be in that room. Used to be there where the couch is, so we put it over here. Well, as I said, we are going to put it along here eventually, so this will become a seated area with some other chairs, and it won't be there. But then there'll be a big dining room table there which I'll build. So that's where we live, and a little about how we live. Dogs are a big problem out here in the Philippines. They roam in packs. I try to keep them off the property. They mess and foul up. It's not a pleasant thing. This is another entrance. This will be the entrance to the house normally, but people always come here to this window. In the Philippines, the tradition is not to invite people into your home. It is to have an area outside where people would come and sit. So this is where everything happens. If anybody comes to visit, they come and they sit here. This is a little glimpse into Philippine hilltop folk logic. You can see this is, for some, would be a little modern for me, but you can see that it's a three it's 3 lights hanging at various levels, and really quite attractive when it's on. The Philippine Beth chose that. She loves that. She chose that, but with all 3 lights on, it's too expensive. So after having bought a nice 3 light fitting, she's taken 2 of the bulbs out. There we go. As I said, nothing is as you might think it should be logically. So I'm going to take you over the other side now. I'll be there.